We head to Firhill now for live match coverage of the Scottish Cup quarter-finals with Partick Thistle v Hearts.
It's the fourth and final Scottish Cup quarter-final of the weekend, and Hampden beckons for one of these two sides. Will it be home side Partick Thistle resurgent in 2019 under manager Gary Caldwell, or can Craig Levine's Hearts make it to the second semi-final of the season? Partick Thistle versus Heart of Midlothian in the William Hill Scottish Cup, and it's live here on BBC Scotland. The semi-final draw will be brought to you live during the 9 following this programme. Good evening and welcome to Firhill. This the last of the Scottish Cup quarter-finals of the weekend. Celtic are through, Inverness are through, Rangers will play Aberdeen a week on Tuesday, and joining me to see who will go through tonight are one of the most talented footballers Scottish football's seen in the last 20 years. Julie Fleeting, and James McFadden has joined us as well. Good evening.
Good evening.
Julie, Partick in 2019 they had looked to be getting back on track. However, they lost their last 2 games and have conceded 7 goals in the process. Not the ideal preparation.
No, it's not ideal going into this big match. There's no doubt that there's a big gulf between these two sides this season, but Partick have struggled with consistency, struggled with confidence, and they haven't been able to kind of string any positive results together. But this is a one-off game. It's an opportunity for them to get away from the distraction, the pressures that are at the bottom of from being at the bottom of the table, and I think if they put in a good performance, maybe not necessarily the right result, then it'll do an awful lot for the confidence and the belief that they'll have within their team.
Yeah, James, Hearts are obviously resounding favourites tonight, aren't they?
They are, and quite rightly so. They're the Premiership side. They had a fantastic start to the campaign, but they faltered over the last couple of weeks, so they are favourites. However, it's the Cup, so you never know what's going to happen, and Partick Thistle have no pressure on them tonight, so you never know what's going to happen.
No, you don't. Well, the teams are just about in the tunnel. Let's find out who's going to be going through with your commentary team, Michael Stewart and Liam McLeod.
Thank you, Stephen. Good evening. The 14th Scottish Cup meeting between these two, but the first since 2006, when Hearts won 2-1 at Tynecastle before going on to win the trophy itself. Thistle's only ever victory over Hearts in this competition came in 1921, when the Jags went on to win their only Scottish Cup. The club has only gone beyond this stage of the tournament 3 times since 1950, and the odds are against them making it for tonight. That recent mini revival has hit the buffers for Thistle. Defeats to Ross County and Dunfermline, spoiling a run of 5 successive victories. 2 of those were in the Scottish Cup. Hearts' blistering start to the season's a distant memory. 1 win in 5, and that was against the juniors Auchinleck Talbot in the last round. They're trying to reach, as Stephen was saying, their second semi-final of the campaign, having lost to Celtic at Murrayfield in the League Cup. Well, Gary Caldwell's taken a leap of faith in 2 of the younger players in his squad. Lewis Mansell, who was brought in on loan from Blackburn Rovers, starts up front. He's also handed a start to 17-year-old Aidan Fitzpatrick. They replace the very experienced Chris Doolan and Scott McDonald. Stephen Anderson not only won this competition with pairing club St Johnstone, he scored in the final. Hearts are, as expected, without Stephen Naismith, who picked up another knee injury against Celtic last week. We might not see him in a Hearts shirt again, given he's on loan, and his campaign is now in serious doubt. Stephen Anderson gave Saints the lead in that final against Dundee United, as I mentioned. Stephen McLean scored the second and starts up front for the 8-time winners. Gary Caldwell won the Scottish Cup in his days at Celtic, going up against Craig Levine, who lost the final in 1986 to Aberdeen. Stephen Anderson knows what it feels like to get his hands on the silverware. Bobby Madden, the referee, 40 years of age, second visit here this season. Ayr United won at Firhill in the last one. He took charge of the 2017 final between Aberdeen and Celtic. The last of the scheduled quarter-finals. One's gone to a replay. That's a week tomorrow at Ibrox. Will one of these sides be able to settle the business and reach the last four this evening here in northwest Glasgow, in Maryhill, at Firhill? It's Hearts shooting left to right towards the John Lambie north stand, with Thistle shooting south in their famous red and yellow and black, and it's Hearts immediately the Premiership side on the offensive, and because they are the Premiership side, Michael Stewart, it makes them favourites.
Well, you heard the guys talking about it before the game. You know, understandably, Hearts are the favourites for this tie. You know, Partick Thistle sitting bottom of the Championship, but it's not going to be an easy game for Hearts here, and a bright start is vitally important for the Tynecastle side.
Ball throw into the box. The target was Berra. And it's Garuccio who's back in the team tonight, the Australian, getting it to the byline. It's a useful ball. It's headed past, Berra attacking it.
Well, that was almost a great start there from Hearts. You see Garuccio here getting onto that ball, putting in a good ball. And Christophe Berra attacking it well, but just not able to guide it on target. He's claiming there for the corner kick. You see here attacking it well. Goes behind for a by kick. Bobby Madden gets that one right, but almost a very good start there for Hearts.
He's only scored once this season, Christophe Berra. Spell out injured, came in the last round against Talbot. It'll be a Thistle free kick. There might be a word of warning for Uche Pietu. He was terrific against Celtic last Wednesday. He was unfortunate to be on the losing side. Another who had a long spell out injured, Stephen Naismith, another out again. And that really has killed Hearts. It killed their momentum in a crucial time, the start of the season, after the blistering beginning to the campaign that they had. The wheels came off in the autumn.
That's going to be an important battle tonight. You see Stephen Anderson there. He's going to be having to use all his experience to go up against Nick Pietu. And we've seen many defenders try to get tight and wrestle. It's not the way to play against the big centre forward. You've got to give him a bit of space, almost take a step off him, allow him to control the ball, or not, first of all, then go and try and challenge him. If you go and get tight, he'll just wrestle and spin you, and it gives them a real good platform, Hearts, to get up the park.
The big Londoner is a real presence, and Stephen McLean might get a second bite at that. John Suter goes up as well. It's gone for the corner.
Well, that's a pretty good start again. You know, we're only 3 minutes in here, and looked as if Stephen McLean was going to get the chance to get a shot on target there. Fortunately for Partick Thistle, it managed to get snuffed out. The Hearts have got the corner here.
Taken short by Bozanic. Little reverse for Sean Clare, who we watched score the winner against Livingston in round 4. He's only got a couple of goals for Hearts. That was his first against the Lions. Bozanic's long throw. So a long throw. Provide Inverness with their winner late on in the piece at Tannadice yesterday. It's a free kick won by Garuccio. Craig Slater didn't have too many complaints there.
Well, he couldn't. The two number 17s going into a challenge there together, but it was very close. Sean Clare had laid that just ever so slightly short to Garuccio, and Partick Thistle, if they'd managed to win the ball back there, they were on the counter and they had a man extra.
Shot from Bozanic. Garuccio didn't have the desired touch. A troubled start to his tenure here, Gary Caldwell, replacing Alan Archibald. taken a while to get going, and as we mentioned on Friday during our coverage of the Morton Falkirk game, the Bairns, who managed to move a point away from Thistle at the bottom on Friday, have been unfortunate in the respect that their runs have come when Alloa have been picking up the odd result down the bottom end of the championship, so they haven't really been able to make inroads. The hat-trick on the BBC for Brian Rice. He's been with us on Friday, yesterday at Tannadice, and there he is, the meat and the sandwich, Paul Hartley and Jim McIntyre. Jim McIntyre having a look at Hearts, that fixture up and coming. And it's Mansell who wins it. What's your thoughts on the starts for Mansell and Fitzpatrick tonight at the expense of Doolan, who's one of the record scorers at Thistle, and Scott McDonald?
Well, it certainly gives you a lot of experience to call on if needed later on in the game. Perhaps, you know, Gary Caldwell's just looking for that little bit of youthful energy on his side. And as I said, having the experience on the bench to go and call upon them if needed. You know, obviously Mansell through the middle and Fitzpatrick playing in this wider area here. You wouldn't expect either Chris Doolan or Scott McDonald to play that wider role, so it's understandable. Perhaps, you know, he would have, or he could have been thinking about playing one of the experienced lads, but plenty goals and experience to call upon if needed.
He is only 17, even Fitzpatrick, but he's played 21 games coming into this one. Chasing that one down, forcing Anderson to knock it out of play. Christy Elliott beat Vera to it, and then that slice behind.
Not the best of balls in there from Bozanic after taking the throw in, but you know, it's important that they get plenty of bodies forward, Hearts, in support of Ikpeazu when he inevitably brings that ball in. You know, Stephen McLean's playing up top alongside them, but also you've got Sean Clare who's playing in a wider area. They've got to get up and support. There's no point in playing that ball up and having them isolated, and then once they get into that final third, they've got to get that little bit of quality to try and open up the Partick Thistle defence. You know, Hearts can be very robust, they can be very direct at times, but when it gets in that final third, you're looking for that little bit of class, a little bit of magic, which is what Stephen Naismith has brought to the Hearts side, and it's why he will be such a big loss.
Berra. Too high even for Ikpeazu, but McLean was chasing it down. It's held on to there though by Conor Hazard, the Northern Irishman, who's on loan from Celtic in the Thistle goal. See there, Stephen Anderson was all over Ikpeazu initially. It's Arno Hume who's gone down, and that's where the free kicks come from, but Clearly they have to keep an eye on the big Hearts striker.
See, that's the thing though, Liam, it's instinctive at times for defenders to want to go and get tight and challenge for the ball. It looked as if Arnold Schumann actually went in with his hands there and caught it with his hand before Harkins filled him. But you need to understand, you can't go and challenge him. You know, it's almost counterintuitive, but take a step away from him.
Zanik's free kick. Flicked away by Anderson, who's going to be so important for the Jags tonight.
And just to go back, that you saw in the replay there, Ikpeazu, he gets his arm round the back of Stephen Anderson, he pins him, he holds him and he can't move, and that's where he can start to spin and leave the defenders for dead. You can't allow yourself to get pinned.
Again, it's not a long one from Bazanek. Whistle had gone. Christy Elliott playing a little bit further up the pitch. Tonight Jack McMillan, who's on loan from Livingston, playing as the right back.
It's almost the similar sort of scenario when Callum Patterson was at Hearts. You know, a big debate about, is he a right back, should he play further up? You know, Elliott's very similar, athletic, can get up the park. Anytime I've watched him, I've always felt he did a lot of his best work coming from deep and driving the team forward. But yep, he's playing that role a little bit further up, and it's going to be important that if they're going to counter, they can use his athleticism.
He was a striker when he broke through. Meantime, Stephen Saunders gave away a cheap corner. Berra attacks it and scores! Brilliantly taken by the Hearts skipper! And they have punished Stephen Saunders and Partick Thistle big time! The Premiership side in front.
And it's another one of those set plays from the training ground, Liam. You see it here, played to the edge of the box, and you've got to say it's a really good ball into the box from, is it Bazanek that's on the edge here? No, it's Garuccio, and Christophe Berra attacks that really well. You know, that is not easy to angle that in there, and Christophe Berra gets right up above Saunders and arrows it into the corner of the net. Hazard has no chance, just loops over him, and that is a really good start. 12 minutes in, exactly what Hearts would have been looking for.
Partick Thistle 0, Hearts 1. Here come the Jags on the counter with Fitzpatrick for immediate retaliation. Ikpeazu just pushed Anderson out of the equation. So they're going Thistle's way. Bemused look from both striker and manager.
Well, that was a better way of dealing with it. Take a step away and then almost allow your midfielders to track back and come in and get off his toes. You've got to make him make the decision. He's got to do something rather than you making his mind up for him.
Christophe Berra, I mentioned his only other goal this season came in this competition in the last round victory over Auchinleck. Zanik wins another corner. Hearts look to try and put this tie to bed early in the piece.
Well, I mean, the game is effectively just taking place in Partick Thistle's half so far. They've been seldom into Hearts' half, and yet another set play for Hearts to go and try and punish Partick Thistle.
Scored from their last corner. This time it comes straight into the box. And another. And this is Berra's header that found the net. Kind of just lofted in there by Garuccio.
Not easy, Liam. Not, because I think it was maybe a little bit higher than he would have wanted.
These are ominous signs for Partick Thistle. And when they do get over the halfway line, they don't seem to be able to engage the forward players. Thistle. Sean Clear dancing around. 3 waiting. That was Haring. Well, Craig Levine will be delighted with his opening 15 minutes.
Absolutely no question about it. You know, yet again the ball gets played into the wider area, into the box. Plenty of players in there to go and attack it. Peter Haring will be disappointed he didn't manage to get it down and on target, because he seemed to get up well. But yeah, a great start for Hearts. Gary Caldwell will be concerned that he's not got any clear out ball at the moment.
It's been a long season and a half, more than that now for the Partick Thistle fans. It's Christophe Berra who's got the goal. His Hearts debut, first time around, he broke through at Hearts, was in November 2003. He was a sub for Neil McFarlane. The goal scorers that day in a 2-1 Dundee United win. Scott Severin got the Hearts goal. Alan Archibald, former manager here, and Derek McInnes scored the Dundee United goals. Back after a successful spell down south, Christophe Berra. Better header that from Saunders, whose cheap clearance led to the corner that led to the goal.
Game's not really settled down for Partick Thistle. They've not had any real pattern of play or
yeah, if they're going to get joy tonight, Mikey, they need to get the likes of Gary Harkins on the ball in the midfield, because they're being overrun completely. And there's another Hearts free kick, and it's Harkins the offender.
Yeah, exactly. But it's all about trying to impose your style of game on to the opposition, and Hearts have been able to do that in the opening 17 minutes. Partick Thistle have had no passages of play where they've had contained possession of it. And you see here, Gary Harkins trying to get in there and block the ball. That's not really his game, you know. Peter Haring gets there first. It's clearly a free kick, and everything at the moment is just going the way that Hearts would want it. Continued pressure on the Partick Thistle backline. Plenty free kicks, plenty set plays.
First time from Sean Clare. It's Haring. It's done well to toss that back into the area. Only by Slater. Under pressure, Godinho did equally well to find a teammate as well. Godinho. Any touch from Haring, who the Hearts supporters have enjoyed watching this season. Big Austrian. Fitzpatrick giving a stick chase down the left.
You know, Partick Thistle have got those 3 men in the middle of the park, Harkins and Slater and Spittle just in front. They have got to get more involved in the game. They've got to get control of the ball and start to get a little bit of the passing game going. If they allow this to continually happen, where Hearts are aiming balls forward and they get passed out and do things like this.
Yeah, and it's Arno Hume. The deflection could have taken it anywhere. There's another Hearts corner. 19 minutes of total domination.
You see there, I mean, that's a terrible pass there across the face of the defence. It gets cut out. Arno Hume, unfortunately for Partick Thistle, it didn't deflect over Hazard into the back of the net.
Corner in from Bozanic. Thistle fans getting agitated. It's all too easy for Hearts. It's back into the middle. Fioruccio again, the man who set up the goal. Bozanic. A respite perhaps of Thistle on the counter-attack here. Here's Fitzpatrick, 17-year-old. Let's mop it up. It's better, and the Thistle fans in the Jackie Husband stand where we are, the cameras are here, appreciative of that. Here's Slater. It's lovely play by Penrice. He's in the box. Thistle have a corner.
Well, it's the first real bit of play that Partick Thistle have had in the attacking third. A lovely little nutmeg there on Godinho by Penrice, and just couldn't get it past the defender once he got into the area, but that'll lift the spirits of the Partick Thistle fans.
Deep corner. Slamal gets his fists to it. Thistle's brief sojourn in the enemy half comes to an end as Piezu nods it out wide, but it is out.
Well, I think what Partick Thistle have got to take from that first 20 minutes is that undoubtedly Craig Levine will be delighted with it, but Gary Caldwell and his men have got to think we're only 1-0 down. Game starts now. Try and get some possession of the ball, and you can see there that once they start to find a little bit of rhythm, they've got a few players that can cause Hearts a couple of problems, in particular in those wider areas.
See the kind of damage that Piezu can do. He's back to his feet. Here's Clare. Bozanic, who scored the penalty against Celtic that last week, it looked like was going to bring Hearts a point from the game. A point Craig Levine felt their play would have merited. Piezu getting it from June. Couldn't force it through Saunders. This is Slater. Talking about Greg Kilty the other night, his former Kilmarnock teammate. Kilty got the goals against Falkirk in that playoff final. Slater played his part. Whistle ball into the box, which is whipped away by Godinho. Better though from the home team.
Undoubtedly, it was another good attack there from Partick Thistle. That's the way they've got to play. They've got to pass the ball, get into the wider areas. They can't play direct. They've not got that type of player. No, Mansell's not going to be a target man, but they have got that ability in the wider areas to open Hearts up. They need to try and play to those strengths.
It all kind of breaks down for them again, though. They do win it back through Saunders. Here's Slater. Not a great ball. They've only won 2 of their last 6 at Firhill. The Jags, 3 out of 11, going back to mid-September. You don't have to look too far to see why they are being threatened with back-to-back relegations. Whistle ball. You can get involved at any time at our website, the player rater up there just now, bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland. All the day's news, Scottish sports news there as well, including details of that fabulous Laura Muir triumph at the Emirates in Glasgow last night. Plenty reaction to that at the website there as well. It's going to be a offside flag on the far side.
Yeah, Aidan Fitzpatrick just coming back from a offside position there. As the ball came back in, see quite clearly, just hadn't got himself onside. But yeah, I think the last 5 minutes or so, Partick Thistle will be a little bit happier. You see, this is the ball here. That's where Gary Harkins has got to get himself in it. In fact, he probably wasn't tight enough to Piezu there.
Here come Hearts. Nick Piezu. That's a terrific bit of defending by Saunders.
It was. I was just talking about when the ball's with Christoph Berra there, they're not going to look to slide balls into the midfield, so one of the midfielders from Partick Thistle has got to look to try and drop into the toes of Ikpeazu, help out the defender, try and make sure that Ikpeazu can't take those balls in easily to his chest and create that platform for Hearts.
Good play by Bazzani. It's too high for Suter. To Godinho. Some serious angst in the stands around us here. Thistle fans. Berra's cross comes in.
Well, it's understandable, Liam, as well, though, because Hearts are throwing umpteen balls into their box, and when the ball comes back out, Partick Thistle are nowhere to be seen. This is better, getting pressure up on the ball. You know, they've got so many bodies in the box, Partick Thistle, but when the ball's getting cleared, they're not getting out quick enough and getting pressure on the ball.
Scooped forward by McLean. Cleared there by Penrice. Out to emerge with it again. Garuccio into Hume, back to Garuccio. Generally speaking, Mike, he's been a success story at Hearts since arriving from Lech Poznan in Poland. He's had his injury problems, of course, but he's been generally a pretty good signing, the Cameroon international.
Well, he's clearly a player of...
Is he consistent enough, though?
I was just about to say, he's clearly a player of plenty of ability. It's just trying to find the best position for him to get that consistency out of him. You know, is he a number 10? Is he someone that can play off the wide area like he is now? I'm not sure. I don't think this is his best role. Or can he play that deeper midfield role? It's trying to find the best role for him. I think when Hearts were flying under Robbie Nielsen and he was playing a number 10 role in behind Rion Johnson, I think that was, you know, a role that I think you saw some of his best performances. But he's always somebody that I look at and think you want that little bit more out of, because he's got the ability, somebody that can really influence a game, but at times perhaps he doesn't influence it enough.
It's better from the Jags. It again, when they get the ball in towards that final third, there's no real quality.
The problem on that occasion for Penrice was when he got the ball, he was under a little bit of pressure from Sean Claren. Fitzpatrick up the line didn't really make a clear offer for him, and eventually the left back just played it into an area, but Fitzpatrick was never going to get on the end of it.
Interchange between McLean and Hume. Ball in wasn't the worst either from Garuccio. Garuccio playing his football outside Australia for the first time in his career. He's only 23. John Suter. Godinho. Haring. Good ball in from Godinho. That's the two full-backs causing problems with their deliveries into the box in the last minute or so.
It's too easy, Liam, though. You know, there's no pressure on the ball. Hearts players are able to pick the ball up with too much space at times and lift their head and pick a pass, and then when they get in the wide areas, like Godinho there, they're able to put the ball into the box under no real pressure. I'm sure Gary Caldwell will be telling his side that they've got to get tighter all over the park.
There's another Australian we know very well, Scott McDonald, on the Thistle bench, having signed that short-term contract to the end of the season. Scored in his debut. And there was a man for the drama, it's Scott McDonald. Think about his goals against Celtic for Motherwell, his goal for Celtic against Milan in the Champions League. But you kind of get the feeling, even Scott McDonald's out there, they're struggling to make it stick in that part of the pitch.
Well, I mean, you look here, it's another throw-in, and every single Partick Thistle player is within about 25 yards of the goal. Very difficult to get out from that, because when you do win the ball, and you play the ball forward like that, and there's nobody there to pick it up.
Long from Penrice. Little 1-2 between Bozanic and Madden. Stu and Miles Story both on the bench as well. Joe Cardle, we know, knows his way to goal 2. Notably at Dunfermline.
And look at this, it's far too easy. You might have heard one of the fans there singing, close them down.
Yeah, there was a bit extra there, so apologies for that if it was picked up. There's McLean.
He's right though, it's far too easy. You know, yet again, see no real pressure on the ball, able to pass it about, pop it about. Here's Peter Haring in the middle of the park. He's got acres of space.
He's never under pressure, Peter Haring. He has leisure. It's good from Hearts though, stroking it around. Plenty bodies and balls into the box.
See, there's the difficulty though, when Craig Slater picks that ball up in the middle of the park, he's under a little bit of pressure. He has no obvious real pass in front of him because there's so many bodies behind him. It's very difficult to get out from that.
Remember the draw for the semi-finals of this season's William Hill Scottish Cup coming up on the 9, which follows Sports Scene tonight here on BBC Scotland. And Celtic and Inverness Cali Thistle very interested in that. Hearts are right now as well. Ikpeazu after the initial work from June. It's a great turn. Ikpeazu. Sticky gloves from Conor Hazard had to be.
Ikpeazu does that so well, doesn't he? Takes the ball in, twists and turns, and finds that bit of space on the edge of the box. Gets in there, and then once he's in there, he gets that strike off and makes the goalkeeper. What a really good play from the Hearts front man. I don't think you can underestimate the impact that he's had at Hearts this season so far, and you know how much of a miss he was when he was out the side.
Well, yeah, absolutely. They'll wonder what might have been had he not missed several months of the campaign. Very much a big part of the reason Hearts were sitting pretty at the top of the Premiership earlier this season.
There's no doubt about it, Liam. Having said that though, with a squad the size of Hearts, they really should have plenty of options and not be so reliant on a few players. I think when John Suter and Christoph Berner were out, they managed to handle that pretty well.
That's great play again. Ikpeazu still alive for Hearts here with Bozanic. Lofted ball in by Garuccio. They won their first 5 league games of the season. They were unbeaten until week 8 when they lost at Ibrox. They won their first 10 across all competitions. Did Hearts. Before it all went wrong, it was a dramatic dip in form. After that, won just 1 of their next 10 to plummet from the top to mid-table.
Bit naive there from Mansell. Christophe Berra got his body in between him and the ball. He got the fill. He wasn't going anywhere. He should have just tried to leave him on possession and then tried to close him down. But I was just saying, I think, you know, when John Suter and Christophe Berra were out the side, there's no doubt that, you know, it wasn't ideal for Hearts, but they managed to handle it pretty well. But it's the players at the top end that they really suffered with. Without those guys, Ikpeazu and Stephen Naismith.
There's Arno Hume. It opened up for him. Thistle hanging on here. Second Hearts goal. You cannot see the Jags coming back into it. Not going by the 36 minutes that we've seen at Firhill tonight. One cross to deal with for Bobby Schlamal earlier, but he could almost have set up a hammock and had a kip. Gary Caldwell not happy with the officials. I believe Ewan Anderson, the 4th official's ears will be ringing just now. The decisions he's not happy with. Gary Caldwell, who won this competition in 2007, he was a substitute for Neil Lennon, who was the Celtic captain. He beat Dunfermline. Also as an FA Cup winners medal. He's an unused sub when Wigan shocked Manchester City in 2013. Partick Thistle manager. Piesu got it through the legs of Saunders. Free kick's going to go Hearts' way. Saunders, I think, claiming he got the ball there. I've got enough of the ball for this not to be a free kick.
Well, I don't think there's any doubt that he won the ball. It's just whether he takes out Ikpeazu as well. And I think you can see there that, you know, a really nice wee nutmeg from Ikpeazu. He gets round the other side and muscles his way in. But when Saunders gets through there, it's a foul. You know, nowadays he goes through Ikpeazu to get the ball. He gets plenty of it, but he's brought down the striker as well. So you can understand how the linesman and the referee have given a free kick there.
It's one of these modern fouls. Bazanik's free kick, which is claimed by Hazard. 20-year-old. He was a winger, Conor Hazard, when he began his career, Northern Irishman. He changed to goalkeeper in 2012.
Maybe he can look to the wide areas when he wins the ball early, and he'll understand that it gets frustrating when goalkeepers take too long in possession. You know, if Partick Thistle are going to look to attack and attack with a bit of pace, he comes and takes the ball really well, but he's got to look forward earlier. He can't allow Hearts to just get back into a position.
Yeah, the goalkeeper in the young team he was playing with got injured. He went in goal to deputise and saved a penalty and thought he fancied a bit of that action. Well known from Celtic. And a bit of Gaelic football as well. Back home, says that helped sway his decision. Said he was good with his hands. It was a good claim from the ball, in from the right. There's Haring. Thistle just aren't at it. You can see why they've had problems this season. Bazanik. Craig Levine will be frustrated about the 5 minutes to go until half-time, that it is just 1-0. That is a major positive for Gary Caldwell right now.
That is the positive. Almost 5 minutes before half-time and they're only 1-0 down. I mean, there's been plenty of crosses into the box, set plays. The one thing he'll probably be happy about as well is that Hearts haven't really, cut them open or carved them open in open play a great deal. But everything else is of concern for Gary Caldwell. The game's been played in his half. Hearts have had lots of pressure and possession in and around his box, and you wouldn't want to sort of back your defence that they're going to hold out for the second half under that amount of pressure. You've got to alleviate some of that pressure and get up the park and create some chances yourself.
Harkins. Well, is that going for a corner? It looks like it, yeah. It was Spittle's effort.
That's better, getting up on the second ball there, Harkins. And there Spittle has the strike. I think it's deflected off of Suter and gone behind for the corner.
And it comes. Piezio away. Back in from Penrice. Well, you always get a chance, don't you? Doesn't matter how out of the game you've been, you always seem to get an opportunity, and this might be Thistles. It's been wave after wave of Hearts attack. Arno's human Mansell. And the Jags have an opportunity with just over 3 minutes to half-time. Harkins more than capable. Not on this occasion, though.
You can hear the crowd are not happy with that, Liam. But you're right when you're saying before, Gary Harkins is more than capable from that distance. But it never looked like it was going to trouble Slammo on the Hearts goal. He's got a lot to think about. Gary Caldwell, an important half-time team talk.
Vera with the challenge. Thistle looking to profit from the error. Slack from the Hearts captain that time.
Yep, you're right, it was slack.
And we're finishing the first half a little better. So this goal that's making the difference. Gary Harkins yet to score for Partick Thistle. On to his 13th different club now. Gary Harkins, 34 these days. Won the League Cup with Kilmarnock in 2012. McLean's done ever so well to find Piezu, stretching his legs. It's just a battering ram. There he is again. Oh, how about that? Well, Conor Hazard has looked over his shoulder more in hope than anything else that Piezu hasn't crashed that into the net. What a goal that would have been.
That would have been absolutely sensational. Lovely little touch there to get past Harkins. And then that one there, getting past McMillan. And the volley with the left foot from our angle, for a split second it looked as if it was going to drop in that far corner. And you'd have been saying a lot more than just a battering ram if that had gone in the back of the net.
Well, I mean, it would have been Ibrahimovic, it wouldn't have been Piezu, would it? Last minute of the first half. I think Zlatan would have been proud of that gone in. June, McLean. And now they could be in again here, Hearts. It's Sean Clear, it's right on half-time, and it's over. How big a moment will that be?
Well, it could prove to be a really big moment, but this is one of the few occasions where Hearts do carve the Partick Thistle defence wide open. That's poor, really poor from Clare. His first touch gets caught under his feet. He doesn't open himself up and then swings a lazy left leg at it. Huge chance for Hearts to put the game to bed right before half-time.
Into the solitary minute of stoppage time at the end of the first half here. Hearts just about halfway to their second semi-final of the season. And if they get there, I hope it goes a lot better than the League Cup version. Well beaten by Celtic at Murrayfield. And it was kind of after that League Cup defeat that the wheels began to come off. They were a train careering down the track. Title race was of course mooted. Foul this time by Piezu. A dominant first half from the Premiership side. Has them 1-0 up on their Championship hosts. Christophe Berra with the goal on 12 minutes. Short corner was taken to Garruccio, who clipped it into the box first time, and Berra looping the header over Conor Hazard. And that will be the only frustration for Craig Levein, and the only solace for Gary Caldwell, that it is just one. Work to do for the former Scotland international in charge of Partick Thistle. Half-time here in Maryhill. It is Partick Thistle 0, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Well, Hearts have completely dominated this first half, looking dangerous from cross balls, and it was from a cross ball that they got the goal. Christophe Berra rising really well to header home. In truth, Thistle haven't really offered very much at all, and it's easy to see which one of these two managers will be happiest at half-time. James, Hearts dominating. It's been too easy, hasn't it, for them?
It has been. They've been, pressuring Partick Thistle, making them sit deep, not allowing them any chance to get up the pitch, putting balls in the box, creating chances. They've been very inventive from set plays as well. So, yeah, it's been a pretty solid start from Hearts. Craig Levein will definitely be happy.
And Julie, from a Thistle perspective, really haven't created anything. A couple of corners, but out with that, I can't remember Lamal having a save to make.
No, I think they'll be disappointed with their first half performance. The fact that they were barely up the park, especially in the kind of first half hour of the game, but Hearts have had them pinned back. Very difficult for them to get out their own half, and every time they clear the ball, they're not pushing up enough to support the striker, and the ball's just coming back down their throat.
No, and they're not getting tight enough either, Fadi Aria. They're not getting tight enough to the Partick, or Partick aren't getting tight enough to the Hearts players.
No, they look like they've got a game plan to try and sit deep, stop the balls coming into Piazza's feet, but that's meaning that Zoom and Clare are coming in and getting the balls in the middle. The full-backs are overlapping, they're getting crosses in the box. Partick are really passive, they've not laid a glove on Hearts at all, and that's got to change.
No, they've not. It's only 1-0, so let's take a look at that goal. It was from a set play, a corner, a well-worked corner, it has to be said.
Yeah, and it's not the first one they've done. It's not great execution, but they get it in an area. Christophe Berra with an absolutely fantastic leap, and that was maybe their fourth, different type of set play. Instead of just putting it in the box, they've been inventive. Berra with a brilliant header, and Julie reckons the goalie could do better, but I'm
really,
not 100% on that.
That's some header, is it not?
It's a great header. It's a great header. It's the way they work it, moving the ball. The Partick players are struggling to stay with their players, and Berra, the way he rises to get power behind his header, it was a fantastic goal.
It was, and what can Partick do in this second half to stop them get as many cross balls into the box, because it has been a major feature. Bozanic with tons from the left. They've threatened an awful lot of times in that first half.
They have, but Partick are sitting really deep. As soon as they win the ball and play it forward, they're not squeezing out enough, they're not supporting their front players, and also we're kind of seeing that they're not able to keep the ball when they do go forward, so that's a bit of a problem, keeping possession of the ball. So are they going to make a sub? That's going to be interesting to see.
Would you make a sub at this stage, half time? I mean, they're only 1-0 down.
They are. That's a real positive for them. The fact that they have gone in at half-time only 1 goal down, the amount of pressure that they've been put under, and they do have to take that as a positive. They've got attacking threat on their bench. They've got experience in their bench, so it will be interesting to see whether Gary Caldwell makes a change at this stage, or if he allows them to come out and settle for a 5 minutes.
Yeah, James, I mean, Miles Storey obviously has got a lot of pace in forward areas. We know the experience of Scott McDonald and Chris Doolan on the bench. Would you be tempted to throw them in at this stage, or wait 15 minutes or so?
I would do it now. I think that Mansell's been, very isolated up top on his own, but he's not really been an outball for them. So at the times that Partick have managed to have half decent possession, normally you would look for your striker. He's not really been involved in the game. Bring on a Storey who can hold the ball up, take it for a run into the channels. Scott McDonald can get a hold of the ball as well, and allow them to get further up the pitch, because there's no point in kicking it forward and trying to squeeze if your striker's not keeping a hold of the ball.
No, as we mentioned, it's only 1-0, but Hearts did an awful lot of opportunities in that first half. Here's some of them coming up now. Pietzo with 2 or 3 really good openings.
Yeah, he's a handful. We see that. Partick Thistle, before the game, I spoke to Gary Caldwell, and he told his players not to get too tight because he'll roll you, and I don't think that's possible to not get tight to him, because he invites the contact, but what he does is he keeps every ball alive. Look at this, he's juggling it. He just keeps it alive and manages to get his shot away. That would have been some goal, but he's an absolute handful. They don't know what to do. They can't really get close enough or stop him from doing anything.
Yeah, as a striker, Julie, yourself, he really is a handful for defenders, isn't he?
As a big striker, you mean?
Not say that.
He's a real handful. He's very, very powerful. He's dynamic. He's getting the service that he needs up front, and you can see
big
the
chance for Sean Clare, this one though, actually. He just leans back.
Just the execution of his shot there, but they're getting a lot of success, particularly down the left-hand side, and I think that's something Partick will need to address.
Well, as we've been saying, the draw for the semi-final of the Scottish Cup is coming up after this game on the 9.
Yes, tonight's 9 will have a Scottish Cup feel too. We'll bring you the semi-final draw live and the reaction to it. And of course, you'll get your hour of Scottish and global news with some more sport too. Join Martin Geisler and me on this very channel for the 9. Meanwhile, it's been an exciting weekend in the other Scottish Cup ties.
It's James Forrest! What a goal! The treble dream is still very much alive. Danny Mackay-Stevens taken down penalty. Aberdeen have the lead in the opening 11 minutes. But then at the back post is Joe Worrell. And Rangers back on level terms. Well, why not? It's fantastic from Chalmers. Penalty Dundee United. Nicky Clark with his 10th goal of the season. Oh, it's in. And that's going to send Cali Thistle into the semis.
And as if by magic, we are joined now by John Robertson, the manager of Inverness, who got that fantastic win yesterday, 2-1. Last minute goal. You must have been absolutely delighted, John.
Yeah, we were, and it was well deserved. We played really well. Started the game positively, wonderful, as we'll see shortly, a wonderful strike from Joe Chalmers to give us the lead. We'd worked on Joe coming in from the right. He's got this, Fardy Senior McMurdo, he's got his locker. It's a wonderful strike. No keeper saving that. And it gave us a deserved lead. We hit the bar with another 2 or 3 chances.
It was Chalmers that hit the bar as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. But that's just wonderful. You'll see an angle here. That's just. Brilliant. I mean, he set it out beyond the post, and it's a goal. Then obviously United got this. We thought it was a foul initially on McCart, and then there's not a lot of contact.
There is a slight bit of contact.
There is contact. Yeah, there is. Is it enough for him to go down?
I don't know. What do you think, Paddy? Would you?
I can understand why he's gone down, but for us,
he's felt the contact and gone down.
Yeah, but we felt it was a foul on McCart in the build-up to it, and then with a great goal disallowed.
Against the run of play, that goal as well, wasn't it? But anyway, well, the goal that was disallowed, I mean, looking at it yesterday, I was working at the game yesterday, he's in line, isn't he?
He's in line, and I say, but we kept going and we kept throwing bodies forward. It's a great touch for Jordan. We encourage Aaron. Aaron was magnificent yesterday, and we encourage him to get in between the defender, the full-back and centre half. And he's just timed it lovely. Jordan was a handful. He knocks it in there. He's brave. He gets in and gets his reward. And to be fair, it was a deserved victory for us.
Yeah, I thought Jordan White was, you certainly look like you enjoyed yourself there anyway.
I just lost it there, I was sorry.
Right. We love a bit of emotion, Robbo.
The Neil Lennon aeroplane there, so I'm expecting to get a 3-match ban from the SFA
you'll be fine,
for doing that.
For enjoying yourself. I did think that Jordan White was exceptional up front at leading the line. It was a real team performance. It looked to me like you guys knew what was at stake more than Dundee United did. You know, the opportunity to go to a semi-final.
No, I don't think so, because obviously we played them earlier on in the week, and United won it 1-0 with a lot of pressure late on and had a few chances to grab a draw, but we knew what to start quickly, because United were brilliant in the first 50 minutes in the league match.
Yeah.
And I think that's what gave us the footing. We started really well, we got on top, and we didn't relinquish our grip on the game and kept going. As I say, the penalty was a real blow at the time, because we were comfortable, we were holding United quite easily. It looked like we were going to get the second, but you know, in the end we got there, and it's massive for everybody at the club, massive.
Brilliant. Well, your weekend got off to a great start on Saturday when Hibs lost to Celtic 2-0. Neil Lennon returning to Hibernian, a fantastic result for him, James.
Yeah, it was, and he spoke earlier on in the week about getting a good reception. He certainly got a good performance from his team. This goal from James Forrest, absolutely brilliant. I think Julie felt the goalie should have saved this one as well, but
giving the goalies a hard time, Julie. What's going on here?
I'm only kidding. An absolutely brilliant strike, followed up by a great wee drag, and Brownie nearly burst the net here, but Celtic deserved it. It was a good performance, and yeah, Neil Lennon would be delighted going back to his old place and getting a win.
Yeah. Would you be looking to avoid Celtic in that semi-final draw later on?
I think we'll be a very popular team tonight. I think everybody wants us. But no, listen, first and foremost, we're delighted to be there. And we get who we get. It's as simple and straightforward as that. You know, we deserve to be where we are. We've earned our place, and as I say, it's a luck of the draw. And as I say, I'm sure the winners of tonight's game, Aberdeen Rangers and of course Celtic, will want to get Inverness, because we're the only championship team at the moment, unless Partick can do something in the second half.
Well, you mentioned Aberdeen Rangers. They drew 1 each at Pittodrie yesterday. Who's that a better point, or not point for? Who's that a better result for, Julie?
I think the way the game had gone, certainly initially, it's a better point for Rangers. They were disappointed in the quality of the pitch, and they're hopeful now when they go back to Ibrox that they can kind of make it into the semi-final. But I think Aberdeen played exceptionally well. I think their game plan, they executed it exceptionally well. I mean, great penalty there from Sam Cosgrove. Keeper goes the right way, but
you're not going to give this goalkeeper a hard time for that one.
I've given no goalkeepers a hard time.
I think Alan McGregor will be disappointed he didn't get more on the touch against.
Knowing him, he'll be absolutely raging. He never saved it. You know what he's like. He's so fussy, gets a good hand on it. And this one, you know, Cosgrove needs to stay with him. I don't know why he's turning and facing away. He needs to just stay with him. It's too easy, and he runs into his own player in the end. And you know, they'll be sick at that, because those goals are avoidable. You talk about Joe Chalmers' goal in your game. I know that you work on it, and that's the type of player he is, but sometimes you've just got to applaud the finish. That one's totally avoidable.
Aberdeen have won at Ibrox earlier on this season. Their away record just now, Robbo, is absolutely frightening. They'll fancy themselves. Yeah, they will. They've come down to Glasgow twice this season and won. You know, they won at Hampden in the semi-final, the League Cup, and of course they went to Ibrox and won in the league. So I don't think it's a trip that their players will fear, and I don't think it's a trip their manager will feel. But you would make Rangers slight favourites, but I'm sure the Aberdeen fans will go down there with more expectation than hope in this case. Would you say it'd be written in the stars that your team Inverness would face Hearts in the Scottish Cup final? I hope not, because they're the only team, we were just saying earlier on, they're the only team that have beaten us by more than one goal. They gave us an absolute tanking at Tynecastle. It was actually a pretty even game for a half an hour, and then they scored 3 goals in 3 minutes and just knocked the stuffing out of us. So, you know, listen, as I say, we'll take who we get. If it's Hearts, we'll look forward to it. Yeah, some sad news now. Today, Eric Caldo, the former Rangers and Scotland legend, passed away at age 84, and our thoughts are very much with his family and friends. What will Craig Levein be saying in that changing room? More of the same in this second half, Robbo? Yeah, I think we'll all agree they've dominated the ball. They've put some wonderful crosses in from the left-hand side in particular.
and he's probably going to be a little annoyed that they're not out of sight, that they're not 2, possibly 3 goals up, because as we've all said, 1-0 is a slender lead. Only takes a bit of luck, a wee deflection or a wonder strike, and Partick could be right back in this tie.
Well, the second half is nearly upon us. Here's the first half and how it looked.
To do. Thank you, Big Stephen. Firhill, Monday evening, 45 minutes for Partick Thistle to try and get back into this tie. 45 minutes for Hearts to seal the deal and get their place in the semis. Last met in this competition 13 years ago. Hearts won 2-1 at Tynecastle in the 5th round. Bednar sent off for the Jam-Touch. Jankauskas and Chesnauskis scored for Hearts against a Jag side under Dick Campbell. It was in the old 2nd division at the time. Mark Roberts got the Thistle goal. Hearts going on to win the tournament that year on penalties against Gretna. Thistle have only won one of the last 7 home games against tonight's opponents as well. Hearts looking to win this trophy for a 9th time. Thistle have only won it once in 1921. Johnny Blair, Thistle legend, with the only goal in the final against Rangers, was played at Celtic Park. We are here in North Glasgow. And Thistle with plenty work to do, that's for sure. No changes personnel-wise for either team at the start of the second half. The Jags shooting north, left to right, in their red and yellow. And it's knocked out to Penrice. Spittle back to Saunders. He had a very important block in the first half, having given away the corner that led to the goal. Anderson took a chance there, and he's left his mark on Piesu. The yellow card, Stephen Anderson.
Experienced centre half will be disappointed with that there. But to be perfectly honest, Slater plays the ball back to him instead of looking and playing the ball forward. When he's got the ball, he's got to look forward. He plays the ball back to Anderson, who has the 2 players closing him down quickly. He tries to get between them, and then he follows Ikpeazu. Slater had plenty time on the ball, and he eventually goes back the way. And when the ball goes back the way, you've seen, even in this first minute of the second half, Hearts are pressing right up and putting pressure on the ball, which is something Partick Thistle didn't do in that first half.
So a cracking picture there of Anderson and McLean, which I'm sure would have brought a smile to the St Johnstone supporters' faces. The goal scorers in the final 2014. This is Ikpeazu again, burrowing his way through.
Sorry, Liam, I was just going to say that yet again you see Ikpeazu bulldozing his way through here, goes out for the corner, but Partick Thistle have got plenty options on the bench in an attacking sense. Doolan, McDonald, Storey. I think they need to get a little bit of pace into this side as well. And Storey's somebody that can play up top, running behind, stretch the game, give them an out ball, because so far they really have lacked that.
Hearts went out at this stage last season. I remember Carl McHugh's spectacular late winner for Motherwell at Fir Park. Their run to the quarters last season saw them get past round 5 for just a second time since winning it in 2006. And the first time since they won it in 2012. Back in the last 8. At the moment looking very good for the last 4. Sean Clare. Well, Hume was there, so it had to be dealt with.
You see as this ball comes in at the back post, I think McMillan's trying to say that he felt as if Hume had fouled him. I don't think there was enough in it. It was a good ball in from Sean Clare, asking questions of the right back. Hume was tight on him, but I don't think it was enough for a free kick. I think Bobby Madden's got this right with the corner.
Mixed it up again here. Vazanik to Garuccio. It's the goalkeepers all day long this time. Jack McMillan playing it right back for Thistle. Was in the Livingston team. Beat Partick Thistle in last season's playoff final. There's a sub in the second leg here. Keegan Jacobs scored the only goal as Livy gained promotion 3-1 in aggregate. Thistle right now steering defeat tonight, steering it back-to-back relegations. Something they, last time they went down from the top flight, that happened then. Spent 9 seasons away from the top table after those back-to-back demotions. This is Mansell. Bit of hope here for the Thistle faithful. Here is McMillan. Too close to Slabal.
It wasn't the best of balls from McMillan, but again, Slater's somebody who is comfortable on the ball, and I just think that his pass to McMillan wasn't in front of him enough. He had to check his run.
Well won there by Spittle initially. It's been a lonely old night for Lewis Mansell up front for Partick Thistle. Unless you count Berra and Suter as his company for the evening. It's Garuccio. Ollie Bazanik. Hume. Bazanik to Haring. John Suter. Piezu. Thistle bench and encouraging their team to push out. Don't want them sitting back. We saw that plenty from them in the first half. Ryan Kerr and Gary Caldwell out into the technical area. You can see them on the far side.
See, that was the right position taken up from Gary Harkins. Christoph Berra's ball into Ikpeazu wasn't the best, but then when he's there, he's got to show the composure to just take the ball down. You know, he headed it into the middle of the park, and Hearts picked the ball up again. Just screen in front of Ikpeazu, take the ball in, and then you can start the attack.
Clear to Godinho. Pinched back by Craig Slater. Momentarily though, although he's getting a free kick. Real fall from grace for Partick Thistle, top 6 in the Premiership the season before last, finishing 11th in the top flight last season. Ross County went down automatically. Different stories altogether for the respective clubs this season in the second tier. Here's Harkins. Again, it breaks down. To get on to that. By Harry. Celtic 2-0 winners over Hibernian on Saturday tea time. Inverness, as we saw here on the BBC yesterday, dramatic winners over Dundee United. Aberdeen and Rangers drew, and will do it all again a week tomorrow. South of the River Clyde from here at Ibrox in the replay. Modern Hearts heading through to this evening's semi-final draw. It's been better from Thistle in the second half, relatively speaking, of course. Slater. They say pretty poor from Jack McMillan to be offside in that kind of situation.
There's no fluency to Partick Thistle's attacks. Disjointed. And you can see quite clearly McMillan offside there. But again, when Slater picks the ball up in the middle of the park, there's plenty of space for him to go and pick a pass. Gary Caldwell will be disappointed that on a couple of occasions this second half, where Thistle have managed to get into that final third, the quality's been very poor.
Piezu, away from a couple of challenges there. Saunders looks like he's cropped his own teammate. Penrice felt the brunt of that. Saunders came through a couple of players. You do wonder how much longer Gary Caldwell will leave it before making a change. Long ball from Harkins. McMillan offside again. Thistle fans are debating that one.
Well, you can see there quite clearly he's standing offside.
Yeah.
McMillan. And that's where the frustration comes, because he should be crunch and tackle there. Penrice wins the ball. But he should be seeing that the line when he's looking across it there. He had time to check it. Gary Harkins was lining the pass up. He doesn't... It's not as if he's made a run from 40 yards away and it's difficult to check. He was almost stationary.
It's Garuccio. Careless that time from Piezu. Slater's made a run down the wing.
It's good play from Slater, you know, making the pass and then making the offer down the line for his teammate, putting pressure on John Souttar, making him have to clear his lines. There wasn't enough of that in the first half. You know, perhaps the ball could have been a bit better and given Slater a chance to perhaps win it, but the midfielder continues that run.
Yeah, and it puts Souttar under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, it does, and then, you know, this is, you now get the throw in. They're now, you know, continuing to have the game down in Hearts' defensive third, but they've got to be better. You know, with little things like that. You know, the throw-in comes in, they gift it away. They're now right back in their own half. That's the frustration for the Partick Thistle supporters, and I'm pretty sure Gary Caldwell will be thoroughly disappointed and frustrated with that as well.
You see, league tables don't lie. Partick Thistle are bottom of the championship. They've lost more than anyone else. They've conceded more than anyone else. Ray Falkirk and Alloa, along with Morton, I suppose, have scored fewer than everyone else. This is better from them, though, and Fitzpatrick's effort flies over. But at least it is an effort.
Yeah, just deflects into Fitzpatrick's path. He drops his shoulder really well. I thought he could have driven into the box a little bit more. As he cuts back here, Godinho is left for dead. He's got that space in front of him. I think he could have taken an extra touch to go into the box. He has the strike in it. Drifts over the crossbar.
Still that Christophe Berra goal on 12 minutes. That's the difference. A couple aggression and Suter. Spittle and his old former Dundee United players, of course, Spittle and Suter, and it's better. They're forcing the issue a bit more, Partick.
Well, there's three men chasing the ball forward there, and you hear the reaction from the crowd. That is just running. That's all that is. Putting in the hard yards. There wasn't enough of it in the first half, and they can get the support behind them.
He's got half an hour left. Whistle subs, Jamie Snedden's the sub goalie, McGinty, defender, Doolan McDonald, Story, Shea Gordon and Joe Cardle. Here's Haring. Oh, Ikpeazu just... He's stretching his neck muscles, was just too far in front of him to be able to do anything with it. There's Sean Clare. Not sure the Hearts fans have seen the best of Sean Clare as yet. How do you think he's getting on? How do you think the others are getting on? bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland for the player rater. You get highlights of all the weekend's Scottish Cup quarter-finals, including those at Easter Road and at Pittodrie. The live game at Tannadice yesterday in the BBC. Highlights of this one will appear later. bbc.co.uk/Sport Scotland. Here's Suter. Hearts free kick. Again, not much doubt about that. Was it Sheffield Wednesday most recently, Sean Clare, Michael? Has he got more to offer than what we have seen from him so far?
I think the answer is we don't know. You know, realistically, for the hype that the club built him up when he came in, I don't think he's reached those levels.
Yeah, they were saying there was English Premier League interest in him.
Apparently. Yeah, he scored a couple of vital goals that you alluded to earlier on, but apart from that, I've not seen a great deal of Sean Clare having an impact in games, and I think that's what I think he said himself. He needs to have a greater impact on games. A lot of the time it seems to just sort of drift by and pass him by. He doesn't have enough influence on it for somebody that's at that top end of the park, but he's still young.
He's 22, yeah. Settling in. The Thistle free kick. Just a reminder, the draw for the semi-finals of this season's competition is made this evening. Sports Scene finishing just before 9 o'clock. The 9 will be on the BBC Scotland channel after that, and the semi-final draw will be a big part of tonight's programme. James McFadden, one of our guests this evening, is part of the draw. So stay tuned to to the BBC Scotland channel for that.
Now we're coming up to about 25 minutes left in this game, as you see Harkins and Haring going in for the challenge there. I think the referee could have played on. 25 minutes to go. Gary Caldwell's got a decision to make. I think he's got to make substitutions. He's got to get something that's going to cause a greater amount of trouble and doubt, put a bit of doubt at the Hearts' mind in the defensive sense. At the moment, they've still not done enough in that final third. They don't have a real out ball. They've not got any offering behind. They don't really have anything that's given them a platform to get up the park. You know, Spittle's playing in behind Mansell, but seldom seen him on the ball either.
There's a bit of activity, as you can see. You suspect Scott McDonald's going to be making his entrance pretty soon. Gary Caldwell convinced him to resurrect his playing career. Dundee United last season, Scott McDonald actually scored a decent number of goals for them.
Talking about attacking threat, you've got Joe Cardle on the bench as well, somebody that, you know, is a creator, somebody that can cause problems. I'd be looking to make a couple of subs rather than just the one, personally.
Luis Lamal, who's just recently got his place back in the Hearts team. I haven't seen him for a while after the 5-0 defeat at Livingston. Colin Doyle took over, but Lamal back in place. Marcus Godinho, the Canadian. Garuccio to Bozanic.
He's not had as big an influence in this second half as he did in the first.
He last week against Celtic, it was around about, I think, 15-20 minutes to play. They took him off. He was knackered, I think is the expression.
Well, he was looking a little bit. He was looking a little bit there, puffing his cheeks.
Decent little ball in that by Garuccio. Flip the header back. The keeper was coming there from Godinho. It's just as effective.
Thistle have got to go and grab this game. It's in danger of just drifting away and fizzling out. They're the home side, they're 1-0 down. Got a chance to get into the semi-final of the Scottish Cup. Make something happen.
They'd love a semi-final, but similarly to Cali Thistle and Dundee United, who we were talking about yesterday, who are eyeing up promotion, Partick Thistle are trying to avoid relegation in the Championship this season.
Yeah, but that doesn't have to be the sole focus. Obviously it's the most important thing, but getting into a semi-final doesn't distract from that.
Piezu, Zoom, it's over. Quarter of this cup quarter-final to play. Still, Hearts haven't sealed their passage.
There's Piezu getting involved in the game here. Disappointing from Arnaud Djoum, as I said early on in the game. Somebody that's got real quality. You're expecting him there from the edge of the box to be able to get that on target and put Hazard in a bit of trouble. It drifts over the bar, but as I was saying before, you know, the Partick Thistle players are not going to be distracted from the task at hand and maintaining the championship status if they get to a semi-final.
Haring to clear. Oh, he's unlucky. It might still drop. Not quite.
And there you go, Liam. That's exactly what I was saying. Need to be more of that. You know, it was really
Great
good
save, isn't it?
It's a great save, but it's really good play from Sean Clare. Facing up Penrice, dropping the shoulder, firing the shot in. And yeah, you're right. Hazard does really well at his near post there to get it up onto the crossbar.
Well, it's Joe Cardle who comes on to replace Fitzpatrick. And he provide the creation that Partick Thistle so need.
See that? That's, you know, Elliott is putting under pressure. Nobody else coming in behind them. They need to be doing more of it though, but doing it in packs. You know, when Elliott goes to put Christoph Berra under pressure, he needs McMillan to be up behind him. He got picked off far too easily, but they've just not done that enough in the game. You know, they've sat off, try and stop it at source instead of allowing Berra or Suter to throw the ball forward. Go and put them under pressure. Get right up on top of them. You know, 70 minutes in, he'll still be thinking there's only one goal in this. But they've got to get into Hearts' box if they've got any chance of getting anything out of this game.
Actually a goal scorer for Dunfermline against Hearts in the League Cup last season as Thistle come forward. Oh, they have level! It is astonishing! Christy Elliott from absolutely nowhere, from nothing, have the chance level in this quarter-final. Sometimes you just do not know.
Unbelievable, Liam. But I did say he'll be thinking there's only one goal in it. It's difficult to say if he's onside there, very tight. But Slater with a really good ball in behind the Hearts defence, and Elliott coming out of the back post to finish it off. You know what though, Liam, I'm not sure it was a free kick in the build up to it. Joe Cardle went into the tackle, but there was a number of players there. As we see this again,
what a ball by Slater, it really is.
It's a great ball, but from that angle it's difficult to say definitively, but Elliott is the wrong side of Garuccio. It's just whether John Suter is playing him onside on the far side. But, well, I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, Partick Thistle, they have offered so little from the attacking third.
They've got a corner.
And listen to the crowd now. 1-1. Corner. It's unbelievable. Football will never cease to amaze you.
This is Christy Elliott's second goal of the season. And it has stunned Hearts. The Hearts fans must be utterly stunned. Slater takes the corner. Bit too high for Harkins. The less said about that, the better. The man who's just on, looking a bit sheepish.
But for as dominant as Hearts were in the first half, we said it, they're only one up. And in the second half, you know, Ikpeazu's not been the same influence as he was. And Craig Levine, he'll have known 1-0 up, always running the risk. And in the second half, Hearts have not been as dominant. You know, Partick Thistle still haven't offered a great deal, but you know, the game's not been played exclusively in Partick Thistle's half like the first half was. As you see this great run from Slater in behind, and that is a really good ball.
He's had to knock that with the outside of the boot as well.
Yeah, just bending it in behind the defence there, and that is a real shocker for Hearts. But they've got to compose themselves here.
Well, that's changed things, hasn't it? The cat's been put amongst the pigeons.
Just changes the dynamic as well. You know, Partick Thistle going to take the initiative now, try to get the ball down and play that little bit more that is going to get their better players into the game. I still think substitutions are vital here, and I would still be looking to make subs in the attacking third as well for me. Partick Thistle, they've got a chance here of getting into a semi-final, and their best chance will be here at Firhill.
As you can see, Miles Storey is next in line. He's going to come on for McMillan.
Be interested to see what he does in terms of formation-wise here.
Elliott will go back, won't he?
I was just going to say, yeah. Elliott goes back to where I think he can do most of his best work, driving the team forward from a deeper area.
It was Ikpeazu though. McLean, Clare and Hume wait and wonder. Ikpeazu goes down in the box. Bobby Madden's not interested. Could be some final 15 minutes here all of a sudden. Hearts were coasting through. They were coasting, and suddenly they've become embroiled in a battle.
Yeah, the crowd shouting, there's a dive there. I think it's one of those instances for me where it's not a penalty. Equally, there was a little bit of contact. It's not a dive and it's not a booking, but it's certainly not a penalty kick for Ikpeazu. But he's drifted out the game in the second half.
Berra trying to get onto that. Cardle seen plenty of the ball since coming on. He's on it again. You're just giving them a little spark. Hume. Ikpeazu. Hearts corner.
The last couple of minutes just getting involved in the game again. When Elliott was running back in with him, just thinking he's got to be very careful here. You know, a tangle of legs and he can give a penalty away, but he does well just to get a toe on the ball.
This has been total pickpocketry by Partick Thistle. Bozanic's corner is poor, but he's going to get another chance. The man who set up the Thistle equaliser. Never ceases to amaze you.
No, it doesn't, Liam. As I was saying before, for the dominance of Hearts in the first half, to be 1-0 up would have been their disappointment. But equally in the second half, Partick Thistle still weren't offering a great deal, but Hearts weren't the same force that they were in that first. They started to drift out of it.
Another poor corner from Bozanic. 2 bites of the apple there, and the second was probably worse than the first. That long throw though. It was better than 2 corners. We've seen this before this season, the Scottish Cup, and the Aberdeen Stenhousemuir game immediately springs to mind, where Aberdeen scored in the first half and kind of thought in many respects the job was done at that point, didn't need to exert themselves. Are Hearts guilty of that tonight?
Perhaps. I just think that it wasn't, you know, for all the dominance, there was lots of balls thrown at the box, corners, crosses. There wasn't a great deal of clear-cut opportunities. You know, Hazard didn't have loads of shots to save. There was lots of pressure in and around the Partick Thistle box. It's the way that Hearts play. You know, they get into that final third, they put pressure on, but they don't carve teams open a great deal.
As it stands, it will be a replay next week.
See, you know, it gets played over to Christophe Berra here. He takes a touch and he'll look to aim it forward. That's what Hearts do. I mean, if I was Partick Thistle, I mean, they've started to deal with it better, you know, winning that ball. But go and put pressure on it at source. Stop the ball up in their half. Get the team 20 yards further up the park and try and force Hearts into playing shorter passes. They don't want to do that. And you've got the chance of maybe nicking the ball higher up the park, and then you're closer to the Hearts goal.
Scottish Cup winner with St Johnstone, Stephen McLean. The man who's coming off, Jake Mulroney. Former Inverness player, arrived at Hearts last summer. 10 minutes to play. If it stays like this, it will be a replay at Tynecastle Park a week tomorrow. Anderson beaten June. Away by Slater. This is Story. Now it's Haring. Pops out to the Austrian. Clear for Godinho. Hearts will want to get this done tonight. Thistle might want to get it done tonight as well. Not too many sides go to Tynecastle and win. The visiting team.
See, that was a perfect example of Story, and you see Slater there just down in front of us. He was pointing to Story to say, get in behind. You know, they played a few nice neat passes, but then the midfielders looking for Story to just run in behind instead of looking for it to feet, stretch the opponents, use your pace, get in behind. Instead it ends up back at Stephen Anderson and he kicks it out the park.
Sean Clare. Just on to Bozanic. Thistle doing what they could not do in the first half. They're pressing Hearts. Josip Piezu looking for the top corner.
Yeah, but even just the pressure from Joe Cardle to force Christophe Berra into a quicker pass. Eventually ends up at Ikpeazu here as it inevitably will, but he can't find that curling strike into the corner. But it just shows a little bit more intent from the Partick Thistle players, with Joe Cardle chasing down, putting them under pressure. It's been far too passive in that sense for Partick Thistle. They've not got tight enough against the Hearts players often enough tonight.
Thistle's next game is against Dundee United here as they battle relegation. Coming up this weekend. Hearts go to Dundee, so Dundee manager Jim McIntyre, himself a Scottish Cup winner with Kilmarnock in '97, watching on from the stand here. Bazana loose from Thistle. Trying to stab it through Piezu. Wag of the finger from Bobby Madden, no free kick. It's John Suter. Piezu chopped to the ground. Clear free kick. Saunders with the tackle.
Yeah, quite clearly. Free kick there for the Hearts striker. I think the ball was there to be won for Saunders, but he was just a bit too slow to get there.
Conor Hazard's save from Sean Clare becomes so important, doesn't it? It really does. Tipped it onto the bar. Get Thistle in the tie. And it comes. Haring, Ikpiezu. Didn't fall for either of them as they wanted. That's a Thistle free kick.
Surprised Partick Thistle haven't made a change at the centre forward role.
It's Sean McGinty coming on in just a moment or two. Either McDonald or Doolan have been called upon. Here's Story, who was called upon. A Thistle winner would be incredible. To get that level would have been almost beyond Gary Caldwell's dreams at half-time. But to win it, and there's a shout for a penalty, which again, the referee's not interested in. It'll be a real feather in the cap for the Jags boss. What's the claim for the penalty?
He's certainly getting his shirt pulled to begin with, but no, it's no penalty kick. I think his trailing leg clips the back of John Suter's. It's not a penalty.
Here's Spittle handing the captain's armband to Stephen Anderson. To be replaced by Sean McGinty, who started his career at Manchester United. Won the FA Youth Cup with them in 2011. Jesse Lingard and Paul Pogba were teammates of his in that team. He beat Sheffield United, who he would later have a spell at. Garuccio. And now Mulroney to the byline. Easy take though. Conor Hazard.
It's the right idea. Unfortunately, he just plays it too straight down the middle of the park. As you look at that again, it's not a penalty kick. You know, yes, he's getting his shirt pulled outside the box. Perhaps a free kick. There wasn't a great deal in it after that. It's definitely not a penalty kick. But Conor Hazard that time picking the ball up and playing early. You know, they had the men up there. He just had to get the ball into a wider area rather than playing it too straight down the middle.
Garber wants a free kick. Better.
No, it's not a free kick. The defender just showing a bit of strength, making sure the attacker's not going to get in behind them. But there's just a sense of urgency now from Partick Thistle that hasn't been there in this game so far.
Well, as you said, their best chance of getting through to the semi-finals was right here tonight at Firhill. 2 minutes plus stoppage time. Hearts led through Christophe Berra's expert header on 12 minutes. Christy Elliott equaliser as Hearts hunting down a second, and she would think would put them through now. Bozanic for Haring. June's offside.
See now, it's not great from Arnaud Jume. Just half a yard if he gets himself back on. Then the pass from Haring is a good one to bounce off, and he's onside. But just a little bit too slow in coming out. And then the break, sorry, the attack breaks down.
Thistle up the pitch. Goal scorer for Thistle, Christy Elliott with a throw, he gets it back. Now it's Harkins. Now it's Slater. Knows himself. Man of the match time, Michael, about to go into 3 minutes of injury time. William Hill Scottish Cup man of the match tonight.
Well,
you have to do the honours.
I think Uche Ekpezu had a huge influence for Hearts in the first half, and quieter in the second, but still he's the standout player for me in this game so far. Had a huge influence. Uche Ekpezu, William Hill, man of the match.
There's to be a sting in the tail, as there was at Tannadice yesterday. High stakes. Not much time left. There's Haring for Hearts on the counter. This might be their opportunity. Oh, is he looking for the free kick? It is a free kick. It's Garuccio. Yellow card as well for McGinty.
Or was that for Joe Cardle? Not sure which one. Because Joe Cardle tried to wipe Haring out earlier on as well. You see here.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't try, he did.
We'll get that confirmed. 2 of the 3 minutes remaining. Garuccio's free kick. Well, it's just nicked away from Arnaud Jume, and suddenly the Jags are 3 on 3.
Joe Cardle was through the middle there if Slater had played the ball earlier.
Miles offside at the moment. Hearts trying to deal with it, which they do. It's terrific defending there by Guedinho. Ambitious from Slater.
There's 2 strikes from distance that Craig Slater's had in the last couple of minutes. I think he could have driven forward there and tried to commit the defence. See Joe Cardle in the middle of the park, looked to just play a wee 1-2 or something. Very ambitious to try and score from that far out. A replay back at Tynecastle is something that man would have been desperate to avoid. Coming to the Firhill, home of the team bottom of the championship. It's not a great result for Hearts at all.
The same token, even if Thistle go out next week, it's a decent result for their season because it will give them confidence. The fact that they've managed to hold a Premiership team, assuming with 20 seconds left nothing else happens in this match. Stoney has pace. Again, it's well dealt with by Marcus Guedinho. Aberdeen and Rangers will replay a week on Tuesday. Celtic and Inverness Cali Thistle already in the draw, which is coming up on the 9. Can Hearts get there? The last bit of action, surely. Bobby Madden has whistled to lips, and it will be a replay a week tomorrow in the capital. Well, some of the Hearts players are shaking their heads. They can't believe that they're going to have to do this all over again. Christophe Berra gave them the lead on 12 minutes, and it was total dominance from the Premiership side, particularly in that opening 45 minutes. They just did not look troubled at all. But out of nowhere, Christy Elliott levelled things in the second half, and it was much more even after that. Wonderful ball in by Craig Slater, smashed home by Elliott, who began his career as a striker, and he showed those predatory instincts there to force a replay that did not look like coming. It finishes here at Firhill. Partick Thistle 1, Heart of Midlothian 1.
Well, there we have it, and here is the lineup for the draw that will follow on the 9. All 3 Glasgow sides in the draw. Inverness, the heroes yesterday, also in the draw. But we have the man of the match, ParkickvHeartsFullgame3March2019, who is with Jane Lewis.
Well, Lucy, sum up your emotions. A night of frustration for you?
Yeah, I'm disappointed. You know, we should have won the game. You know, myself, I should have taken my chance as well. So, you know, that's what happens when you don't kill the game off. But it's a game of 2 halves, so we'll go again. But overall disappointed. But you know, really.
You would see yourself as, I guess, firm favourites at Tynecastle in the replay a week tomorrow, would you?
Yeah, definitely. We should have killed the game off today, really. But it's football, we've just got to move on now. So yeah.
Richie, you are the William Hill man of the match. Thank you for your time. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Well, you can see the disappointment on his face there. I think he knows, well, he hit the bar in that second half with that header. That Hearts really should have got that second goal, and it cost them in the end.
Yeah, they should have. I think they had a lot of pressure in the first half, carried it on to the second half, although Partick Thistle did improve. But yeah, they should have taken their chances, and that's what happens. That's the beauty of the cup. When you play against the smaller sides, if they can hang in there, they've always got a chance to catch you on the break, and that's what Partick done.
And Partick Thistle never gave up to their credit.
They didn't, and it was a much improved second half performance, but to be fair, they couldn't have been any worse than what they were in the first half. They were so passive in the first half. They came out and had a real go in the second half, and they got their reward.
They certainly did. Well, James and Julie, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you at home for tuning in. It's ended up honours even here at Firhill. The teams will meet again a week tomorrow at Tynecastle. Until then, from everybody here on Sports Scene, have a great night.
Berra attacks it and scores! Brilliantly taken by the Hearts skipper! Oh, they have level! It is astonishing! Christy Elliott!
Kashmir, once called paradise on earth, now the most militarised zone in the world.
Good, well done, organised chaos.
There's a football dream being built.
No other team will have the same issues that I'll have to face here.
Real Kashmir FC, available now on BBC iPlayer.
Football is commitment. A commitment to follow your team. Some follow alone. Others follow thousands deep. They may not agree on much or feel the same pain, but they all live for that one moment when commitment is rewarded.
Sports Scene Friday Night Football continues with Falkirk versus Ayr United, Friday at 7, live on the BBC Scotland channel.